Hey everyone, so today we're going to talk about recording tips for recording for specific competitions or recording for festivals, all those types of things, because as of late, or the past couple of years, a lot of people are asking for video recordings, because a lot of people are from different places, and now because of budgets or whatever, people don't, festivals and stuff don't go to different cities sometimes, so now they ask for people to do video auditions. And a lot of people want to know how to do video auditions, and there's basic general rules about certain audition videos. They'll ask for certain types of pieces and stuff, but there's also different types of ways to record and different ways they require you to record. Sometimes you could record sometimes they ask for the whole piece to be the whole set of pieces to be recorded all at once without any break in the video or audio. Meaning no jump cuts, no anything like that. But some organizations will allow jump cuts between pieces, and thus, like, you would play an orchestra excerpt or you play a scale, and then you can skip to the next one after. So, and that's allowed sometimes, but most of the time it's usually you have to do the whole recording all at once. And in that type of instance, you'll need specific types of tools. So to make the best type of recording, generally you'll need a camera. You can use a GoPro type like camera if you wish. You could use your most smartphones now are pretty good for HD video, so you can use that. Use a tripod. Different things like that. You can use a tripod. Some people even use, and I sometimes even use it as a second music stand sometimes, to just prop the camera on there and then raise it up to an eye level usually, so that they can see you and see your playing skills. And also, as an extra thing, just in case, if you want to make your sound a little bit better, because most of the time cell phones are pretty distorted with the flute sound or any type of musical sound, is a recorder like the H1, which is about $100. Usually it's like the standard but very, very good audio recorder, and you can get that on Amazon. And what would you want to do is also set up on the Zoom to record at 48,000 kilohertz, because that matches the video usual 30 frames per second or 24 frames per second. It usually matches together so that it doesn't go out of sync after a few seconds. After about 30 seconds or so, it starts getting out of sync if you record it at the default setting, which is, I think, 42,000 kilohertz. And that'll make you pretty much all set up, and that you can put right beside your stand as well, or you can prop it up above your head on a mic stand. You can just grab one of these. What's great about the Zoom H1, it has a little adapter on the bottom, so you can screw one of these types of little $10 Gorilla Pod type of things, and you can attach it to your mic stand and face it down and press record, and you'll be able to record it. Make sure you record in WAV, not in MP3 or any other type of format. Usually those are the best types of formats. In terms of software, there's a lot of different options from various different prices. There's from iMovie to Adobe Premiere or Final Cut Pro on the Mac. These are usually all generally for Mac as well, except Adobe Premiere is for Windows as well. But those all range between several $100 and is very, very, very expensive options. There's also some very, very good free ones called like Lightworks. Lightworks will pretty much get you in the right, and it's free. There's a free version, and there's a very, very affordable pro version as well. But Lightworks would be probably the best bet for most people, because in general these ones are very expensive, and some of them are by monthly basis, and it's very, very expensive. Final Cut Pro I don't think is like that, but Adobe Premiere and anything by Adobe, you would have to pay a certain fee for that to work. So generally, in any type of suite of video editing suite of some sort, you want to, if you're recording it like with the camera and then with separate audio, what you want to do is extract the audio from the video clip, make them separate from each other, so that when you put this in, you can replace it and even match it so that it follows the clap that you do at the beginning. So you want to do a clap at the beginning so that both your footages can sync together, so that will be easier for you to put together and produce. But generally, try to find out exactly what the festival wants. Email them, find out exactly if they allow jump cuts between pieces, between excerpts, between whatever you're going to be recording. That way you know that you can do those things. If you can't do those things, like I said, either get a tripod for your smartphone or get your music stand, an extra music stand, prop it in front of you and make it level, make it high. Usually low angles are never really cosmetically look good. You want to keep it at eye level, not too close. The same thing with the microphone. Keep the microphone either out of the picture or directly within 2 to 3 feet is pretty good. We made a video about that, about using like the H1 or using a camera phone. What you want to do is try to stay a little bit further back with the camera phone, especially because if you're just using the camera phone sound, it's going to be very, very distorted the closer you get with the sound source. With something like a GoPro or something like any type of like little action cameras, that, as you know, has a big wide angle, so you want to get close but not too close because you'll look distorted. And the sound on it it's pretty much the same equivalent. There's a lot of distortion. It's not as good. That's why recommending the H1 by Zoom is usually the best type of option you're going to get. With the little screw mount adapter in the bottom, that's the best because you just pair that with this and you're going to be recording pretty much the best you can. Other tips basically is just presenting yourself, making sure every piece is announced clearly, make sure you follow the order of the pieces if that's what they're asking for. If you're looking on their list and the list is in a specific order, you should really follow that order. Usually that helps with them because they'll come and sit there and have the list and pieces ready in a pile, and they generally don't want to kind of rummage through all their pieces if it's out of order. So follow the order, practice your parts, make sure that everything's flowing. If it's a one take type of thing and you can't cut the video, that's make sure all the pieces are ready because you don't want to start back from the beginning. Because generally that's what they want. They want to know that you can play through all of them with a continuity and such like that. But if you're allowed to do jump cuts in software like that, cutting and chopping usually there's a little marker of a razor blade or a scissors. You cut, put them together. You want to export different types of things. How to export the video in those types of formats. We'll go more into depth of that later, but generally MP4 is the general one. Don't get scared about different types of things called codecs. That's just different types of formats within the MP4, like .h264 and stuff like that. Also, there's .mov, which is a general Apple one. Generally nowadays, people are making those MP4s or .movies. And sending them out via email or through Dropbox or any of those types of things. Through DVD now, it's very, very rare, but that's going out of style now. So mostly it's those formats, and that's the ones we'll be generally talking about in the future. So if you have any comments, please make sure to comment below and like the video. And if you haven't subscribed yet to the Flute channel, make sure to do that because we'll have more videos in the future. And also check us out on Patreon. And until next time, thanks for watching.